Hey Super Tubers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel, and find me on these social media platforms. How strong was Piccolo during the android/artificial human arc? That's what we're talking about today. I am Geekdom, and I'm joined by the scientist of the Dragon Ball community, and his nipples get real hard when I call him that.
The
Mike.
mad scientist.
I suppose so, yes. Please welcome Mike from LaughingStock Media. Hello, Mike.
Hey guys, it's Mike here from LaughingStock Media. How's it going?
Yes, indeed. Very good. Now, this is a follow-up to a previous video that we did. We did a video, how strong were number 19 and number 20. Now, in this video, I want to talk about how strong Piccolo was. Now, the time frame, let's paint the time frame for everybody listening. The Piccolo that I'm referring to is the Piccolo after the 3-year time skip when Trunks left, before the fusion with Kami. So it pretty much is Piccolo during the Android Saga, or as I kind of consider it, Act 1 of like the Cell arc. So that's what we're talking about today, that Piccolo. Now, Mike, we clearly know that Piccolo was stronger than Android number 20, Dr. Garo. We know this to be a fact, Jiro in the dub, because when they fight, I mean, there's 2 points where we can kind of figure this out. We know that when they fight, Piccolo kicks his ass, I mean, with ease, and that's after he got his energy absorbed and after he ate a Senzu. So Dr. Garo already had that extra energy from Piccolo, and still Piccolo at full power just outclassed him completely, cut off his arm. Just, it was the piece of cake fight. Yeah. Earlier, Garo shoots a beam out of his eyes and Piccolo gets nailed, and you're like, oh shit, but then it turns out that he was just faking it. He was just you know,
he's trying to create a tactic so that he can get a sneak attack in on them.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Now, the question that I want to pose to you is, was Piccolo stronger than 19? Because I don't remember it ever being made clear whether or not 19 or 20 were stronger, but the 19 that Vegeta fought not only had absorbed the power from Goku, but also absorbed some of Vegeta's power. So the question is, how strong was Piccolo, and do you think that he was stronger than 19?
When it comes to Piccolo's strength, I'm trying to do a comprehensive list of my own of essential, not really power levels, like to say specific number, but ranges, like after the Frieza saga, to try and, work out realistically how all of this, like, breaks down analytically.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're the scientist and the mathematician here.
Yes. And when it comes to that, like, I think that, as we already said in our 1920 video, I think that they were stronger than Frieza. So, by default, Piccolo would have to be. And the thing is, during the fight, when Piccolo is fighting 20, Krillin is like, wow, Piccolo's so strong. He's almost as strong as the Super Saiyan. Now, when he says that, that to me implies that because Krillin is judging based on Super Saiyans like Goku, who should be significantly stronger than when they fought Frieza and when they returned to the Earth, and he's already seen Trunks and stuff like that, he must be judging Piccolo's strength at that point by the improved Super Saiyans. So, as a result, this would mean, in my opinion, that Piccolo would have to be above Goku, maybe when he even returned to the Earth from Yardrat, probably. And also, I think that he would definitely be above Goku on Namek. However, I would still say he would be a little bit below Goku and Vegeta, when they're actually at their full power during the fight against the androids.
So what about comparing Piccolo to Goku during the heart attack?
I would still say Piccolo would be weaker because Krillin was still saying compared to Super Saiyans, he's almost as strong as a Super Saiyan. So that to me would mean that he's weaker than Goku at that point still. But I feel like Piccolo he's marginally weaker than them. Like, I feel like, say, if they had a 200 million, he would have 190. You know what I mean? Like, although I would say that they probably have like 250 or something, like, even more than that, maybe. So I feel like Piccolo is stronger. 19 or might have surpassed 20 when he absorbed that energy. It's likely, considering he absorbed a lot. But as Piccolo even says to 20 when he's fighting him after he absorbed his energy, the way that we can utilize our energy makes you absorbing our energy essentially worthless, because that they can put out their energy in really short bursts. Now, I'm not really sure if that means that Piccolo somehow knows Kaioken or just like learned how to master.
We already did that on another video.
Yeah. Just learned how to master how to put out his energy in short bursts, but I think just the way that Piccolo can utilize his energy in a way that they cannot, combined with the fact that he's been training with a stronger Super Saiyan for years, really just put him over the edge to make it where he'd probably kick Goku and Frieza's ass on Namek.
So yeah, that was kind of my point. That I know a lot of people said that in the comment section of our previous video with the 19 and 20 that they felt that Frieza was stronger than 19 and 20. I just don't understand how. I mean, I totally get how, like, you know, Frieza, his feats were more impressive. But remember, Frieza was a main villain. 19 and 20, even though they were intended to be main villains, were quickly changed.
Yes.
They were like the interim villains. So the thing is, people always forget that in between the Namek arc and the arrival of 19 and 20 is 4 years. There was 1 year in between Trunks' arrival and when they came from Namek, and then another 3 years after Trunks left. I just refuse to believe that Piccolo and the rest of the Z Fighters didn't train their asses off in those 3 years, and they did, because we know that Piccolo had a significant power boost after exiting the Room of Spirit and Time twice. That was probably the last big boost that he got in the series. So, and that's later on. So I just refuse to believe that Piccolo was not, you know, at, like you said, at least higher than Final Form Frieza, because it's 3 years. I mean, it's not even like 1 year or 6 months or 2 weeks. It's 3 solid years of training. Now, obviously, Piccolo cannot exploit Zenkai boosts like Goku and Vegeta can, but nonetheless, I just refuse to believe that he wasn't. You know, I just think that he was stronger than 19 and 20, but not stronger than 17, 18, and 16, clearly.
Here's another thing for people to take note of. The training that Frieza got on King Kai's planet during the Frieza saga. Now, during that entire saga, Piccolo had only just gotten there with the humans by the time that King Kai had told him they arrived when Goku was on his way to to Namek. So Piccolo was only on King Kai's planet for like 6 days, all right? So by the time he came to Namek, Nail told him his power was like tremendous. So that would mean that by default, he must have been a lot stronger than Nail. And some people can argue that he was stronger than base Goku when he showed up on Namek, which was 90,000, all right? So this was 6 days of training on King Kai's planet, and Piccolo already arguably surpassed Goku, who was exploiting the shit out of Zenkai's on his way in 100 times gravity to Namek. So give him 3 years in training with a Super Saiyan. I don't see any reason whatsoever that, considering just how ridiculous Piccolo's boosts have been throughout the series, he couldn't have surpassed like Frieza and even Goku on Namek. And the thing is too, like we all know, Piccolo gets even stronger. That one time in the time chamber in the Room of Spirit and Time, he went in for 1 year, and even though Vegeta and Trunks went in a second time, he was still just as strong as they were. It's insane, like, just judging how big his boosts are. Even if you consider, you know, the fusions, he still was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, again, there's just no way. There's just no way that's 19 and 20 were not stronger than Frieza, in my opinion. Guys, 3 years, big difference. Anyways, let us know in the comments section, how strong do you think Piccolo was? So if we were to rank them then, Mike, to close this video, it would be Vegeta 1, Goku 2 based on the heart disease, and then I guess Piccolo would be 3. I still would put Piccolo ahead of Gohan.
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. Gohan wasn't even a Super Saiyan. There's no way in hell Gohan could be anywhere near Piccolo. But Gohan's base, like, if Gohan's base was close to, like, a Super Saiyan, he would have been, like, absurdly strong. He would have been stronger than Mystic, probably, when he went, 50 times. But the thing is, too, that a lot of people really should remember when it comes to Piccolo's power is that, Toriyama needs some other character to be on the level of the other Super Saiyans, and then Piccolo surpassed him eventually as well with, his fusion with Kami. So I think it's entirely possible that Toriyama could just write him to be as strong as he wants him to be, like he could do with any other character. So when it comes down to narrative intent, although it is kind of strange in some points, because it seems like the 1920 that they start to fight with Goku are almost different when Piccolo just starts kicking his 20's ass without really trying, and that could be another narrative turn, but at the end of the day, just going by judging all of them objectively, Piccolo would have to be stronger than Frieza and stronger than them at the same time.
Has to be. All right, well, thank you, Mike, as always, and check out Laughing Stock Media if you haven't. Reclaimed the Laughing Stock Media name without the one at the end. So either way, you're going to get to Mike's channel. And thank you, Mike, as always, and thanks to all of you, and we'll catch you down the road.
See you later.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Do it now.
Stick around.
There's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah.